tell me, what do you think um, about the Andrew Tate situation in terms of what happened? Like him being in Miami and going into a club with your Sneeko and the guys from Fresh and Fit,
Yeah.
and that whole incident happening.
Yeah, I think
Do you
he
think he was in the wrong for that in terms of him getting scrutinized for that, or do you think people are just basically hating?
well scrutinized from which side? Because basically a lot of scrutiny that I don't know if you're aware of this, but a lot of the scrutiny he's facing is because um, basically people are saying that he's siding with Israel or he's siding with the Jews because uh, he like said that he didn't want to be associated with that song. Like he didn't, and he was like blaming Sneeko for like putting it on, and then people are like giving him hate for that. So do you mean scrutiny in terms of people giving him hate for siding with for example Israel, or do you mean people giving him hate for being in the situation where the song is being played?
Scrutiny. Okay, I didn't know that the first part that you mentioned, but
Really?
which I'd love you to like, just elaborate and just take us through that as well, right? But then I'm speaking about scrutiny in the sense of them playing a hateful song
Hmm.
in, well, it doesn't matter if it's in a club or whatever, but then basically being in a club, but looking at, I guess maybe his status in the world to say, you are very much influential, person,
Yeah.
and you're out there basically just promoting hate. So
Yeah.
I think there was like a lot of scrutiny in terms of that to say that these guys are playing like a hateful song in a club.
Yeah. Well, in terms of that perspective that you just said, I think he basically said like he didn't want to be a part of that. Like he wasn't a part of that. If you watch the clip, they're playing the song. The guys are like laughing and dancing to that, and then he's like just sitting in the corner, and then like he gets out as soon as possible. And afterwards, he says like,
Or
yeah,
he gets out of the video as soon as possible, as soon as the song starts playing.
yeah, he like does it. He's like not part of that. Basically, he's not part of that song. He's not part of that vibe. He didn't seem like he was enjoying that or was part of the group. Who was like
Yeah.
laughing and singing to that. And he said afterwards in the interview too, like he didn't want to be associated with that song. Not that he's
Which
necessarily.
which which interview is this one? The Value Entertainment one?
There's multiple interviews. Basically, he went on like a
Yeah, he
bunch
did
of
multiple,
yeah. He
but
went on
yeah,
many
he did
podcasts,
multiple. Okay,
like
okay, cool. Yes.
PBD and I don't know the full. I don't know the names.
PBD, yeah, Value
Yeah,
Entertainment, yeah, Patrick.
yeah, and then some white guy. I
that's,
don't
the,
know. Yeah,
that's the one that I watched. Yes, okay, cool. Sorry, continue. Yeah,
yeah. So basically, in terms of if you're looking at it from that point of view, to me, it's like I look at that. It's like it's hard to scrutinize him because it's like he didn't really want. I mean, it's very clear. Like he didn't really want to be part of that. He's just associated with that group, I guess. And they did talk about this in PBD as well, and they're just kind of like, he is like, oh, you are part of that group though, and so yeah, it does. And he
yeah.
said,
It was yeah. I watched that interview and yeah, I'd love us to actually speak about that as well. There's a lot of hate that Adam gets. I don't know why. The guy from the PBD podcast, Adam is
oh, that guy who just keeps talking. Yeah, I mean,
the 40-year-old
yeah,
bachelor guy.
I mean,
You
Loki.
know,
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of annoying when
you
he was
know,
talking. Yeah, like I don't know.
yeah, the guy that Pat says like,
Yeah,
he understands his friends, and he was just saying that if he's going on yeah, this is an example that Pat was making, is like if he's going on a park, out to a park with his kids, he's definitely not calling Andrew to come through with.
oh,
Or if it's going through it, or is definitely not calling Adam to come through with to such an event,
no,
because he knows the type of people that he knows his friends, so he knows the type of person that Andrew is, he knows the type of person that Adam is as well.
oh, so he said he wouldn't call both of
Um,
them.
yeah, he wouldn't call neither one of them if he's
Ah,
going out somewhere with his kids. Like he'd call, I don't know, either the guy with the glasses or whatever, and
yeah.
things like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you were still continuing though in terms of, yeah.
Yeah, so in terms of that point of view, in terms of being associated with that, like to me, it's kind of like I don't really see it as being his.
Do you think it deserves the scrutiny? in terms of the song being played and him being in a place whereby the song is playing?
No,
I
no.
think that's some foul stuff, bro. Like that's just like, uh, yeah. I just think like, I think it's just a bunch of haters. You know, it's just like a bunch of losers sitting at home and just trying to start a riot over nothing. You know, it's just like, I mean, if we're in a place, you know what I'm saying? Like if myself and you are in a public space, whether that's a club, a restaurant, and somebody plays a hate song, and we on a stream or we shooting a video, but you're not the one that's actually uh, playing the music, or you didn't give the person playing the music like a guideline in terms of what music they should play. I don't think that there should be any hate towards you in terms of the music that played, because it's
Yeah,
like you have no control of that,
yeah. I would agree. Yeah, I don't. I
But
think
I would
it's.
also think that
I think it's
Sneeko
just
is a
haters are just gonna
very
be haters. Yeah.
exactly. But at the same time, I don't understand as to why Andrew Tate keeps on hanging out with Sneeko. I don't think Sneeko. I've seen videos of Sneeko speaking badly about the Andrew Tate.
Oh yeah.
So I think anytime that Sneeko gets to like throw Andrew Tate under the bus, he's all for it. It's just like, okay, cool. Let's
Yeah. Well, you probably
you know
heard
let's
you since you watched the interviews, you probably heard like Andrew Tate saying like he didn't even want to be with Sneeko, but because like the people he was with, wanted Sneeko to come too. Um,
exactly. That's what Adam and I guess maybe more Adam, because I think it's very much tapped into that audience. But he was saying that what's his name, Sneeko. There's been a lot of videos whereby Sneeko is speaking, and he's just basically throwing Andrew Tate under the bus, and that's exactly as to what Sneeko did after that whole incident. He throw Andrew Tate under the bus. He was like, you know, I mean, I'm not, I can't paraphrase what he said, but it was basically speaking negatively in terms of like Andrew Tate after that whole incident, to say that, uh, um, why is Andrew Tate backtracking in terms of, you know, uh, been there
yeah,
at that particular time when the whole thing was happening.
going like the whole
And
stance.
it was just basically not a supportive video that he made. It was a video whereby he's literally throwing Andrew Tate under the bus.
Yeah, and there's quite a few of those as well. Yeah, and to me, on my perspective, that's where the hate towards Andrew Tate mostly is coming from. It's the fact that people are saying, "Oh, he's backtracking and he's a sellout to the Jews and stuff like that." That's where I see most of the hate towards Andrew Tate, not the scrutiny of the being in a place with a song.
Oh, is it? That's actually quite interesting. Okay.
Yeah, maybe my feed is a bit different. Maybe my platforms that I use are a bit different. But yeah, when I
No,
look,
no, no, no. I don't even think it's that. I think you probably look very much into the whole thing whilst it was going on.
yeah, maybe I have more of a
I didn't look
presence.
too much into it, but I did watch the PBD podcast,
Uh huh.
because that was, I think, his first podcast after the incident. So I just wanted to hear out. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, just to get his perspective.
Yeah, because
And
basically the vibe I'm getting is most of the people on social media, on Instagram, on TikTok, on those kind of scrolling platforms. Maybe you don't use these as much, so your perspective and my perspective is two very different things. Because you mostly maybe only use long form.
you YouTube and probably Instagram as well. Like TikTok, not so much. Only TikTok now that we've got a podcast. Yes.
Okay. Do you like scroll through reels often or not really too often? Do you find yourself like doom
I
scrolling?
do I do, but if I have to be productive, then I'll quickly consciously stop myself. But if
Okay,
I'm just
okay.
chilled at home and I'm not doing anything, then I will.
Okay, yeah. Because I do that from time to time, of course. I probably do it more than you, a lot more than you. And so yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of the sentiment seems to be anti-Israel, and so when the people see that he's backtracking on that, they're like anti-Tate. They're like, oh, he's a sellout, stuff like that. That's a lot. That's a lot of what I've saw, and the people were like supporting Sneeko and stuff. But I think I'm very much similar more towards with you, where it's kind of like we kind of see his point, Andrew Tate's point of view, and like how he got kind of stuck in the situation that he.
Yeah, yeah, true. Um, and
What do you
speaking
think?
about Andrew Tate, right?
Okay,
Yeah, sorry, say that again.
I was just gonna ask, what do you think of him, kind of not being wanting to be attached to that situation? Like, do you think that he's a sellout, or do you think it's like a reasonable? Um,
I'd have to like look into the thing, So I think like
because you didn't know,
to be
you weren't
honest
aware
with
of this
you, I think
perspective. Basically, you're saying, right?
I wasn't aware of
Oh,
it, to
okay.
be honest with you. I mean, I do know the song. I do know that it's a Kanye song,
Yeah, yeah.
that he put out for like a rollout album that was supposed to come out last year. I mean, there's a point last year. I'm just not sure what period it was last year. Like Kanye has this thing of he'll go into hiding, or like he'll go into his space, and you, as a Kanye fan, uh this is myself as well, you wonder in terms of what exactly he's doing.
Oh,
But then
okay.
like like I follow these pages on Instagram whereby it's pages that are meant for Kanye, basically, and they'll like put out images or clips in terms of like, oh, Kanye's in like Japan and things like that, right?
Okay.
Yes. So Kanye will have those moments whereby he'll go in hiding, and then when he comes out, like you never know what to expect, But in most cases, when he comes out, he's gonna piss a lot of people. That's normally what happens. Like,
Okay.
because it's gonna, it's Kanye, right? It's probably got the most important, like the most powerful voice in the world. I'd say probably outside of Donald Trump or something, which that can be
Really? Okay. Yeah.
another. He's really powerful. You know what I mean?
I
He's really
wasn't.
super powerful.
Okay.
Um,
I wasn't aware of that. Like,
I
is
mean,
it because he's an artist and he's also like politically charged as well? So it's like kind of like. eh,
I think how he became an artist as well.
Oh.
And what I mean by that is that keep in mind that Kanye is the when you look in terms of hip hop music, right? Like
Yeah.
what hip hop music used to be before now, right?
Oh yeah. Like
It used to
from the
be
streets.
about gangsters and people speaking about shooting, killing, and hey, I'm the best gangster, things like that.
Yeah.
And when Kanye came in, he was the first person to put R&B and hip hop together. But then that was never a thing.
Okay.
Like singing on a hip hop record was not a popular thing. It was
Oh,
not a
okay.
thing.
Yeah.
So he's the guy that break through that and make that a thing. You know what I mean? Whereby you can actually put like or you can actually make like a hip hop song and be singing throughout the whole song, and that's like a hip hop song.
Okay.
Or just like R&B choruses on a hip hop song.
Yeah. So he like
And
revolutionized kind of the music industry a bit.
exactly, hip
Okay.
hop, basically, and when you look in terms of what hip hop is now, like that's essentially it's essentially what Kanye built, which is the best hip hop songs now are your Drake, which Drake came through from a Kanye, your
Kind of
I don't
like
know.
vibe,
I
kind of
mean,
the
Kendrick is
style.
like a hardcore rapper, but then he'll
Yeah.
have like those R&B songs as well in there, whereby he'll get like a Caesar sing and all of that.
Okay.
You
So
know?
Drake's kind of like basically kind of like he built off of that.
Yeah, your Drake, your Kid Cudi. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi has like a lot of Kid Cudi sings well, bro.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
A
like
couple songs. Yeah, I
he
know.
knows how to like blend like hip hop and R&B together,
Okay.
basically,
I see.
right?
I see.
Yeah, so that's what I mean when I say how he became an artist.
Hmm.
So him becoming like a hip hop artist is, you know,
Yeah. So tie that back
quite
to
big.
how influential he is. It's like he was.
Yes, exactly, and also the fact that like when you look in terms of like Adidas as well, like when Adidas and Yeezy was together, Yeezy was the big. So when Adidas, when they speak about their revenue, 60% of their revenue came through from Yeezy.
Oh, okay.
So Yeezy was much more bigger than Adidas, at the
Okay.
time that they were together. So he's just been a very powerful person. But then whenever he comes out, from hiding or just being somewhere. He always says stuff that like pisses people off.
Yeah.
So I do know that last year as well. That's when that song came out.
Okay.
And I think it was for like an album that was called World War Three or something like that, which never came out. Because he came out now as well, publicly apologizing for some of the statements that he made last year. Or throughout throughout the last couple of years, basically.
What kind of stuff did he say? Like he apologized for it, like. Just give me one. The thing is that I don't know about this. The thing is I've never even hear Kanye speak. Like I don't hear, like, for example, you'll see clips of Andrew Tate speaking online, like as shorts or as reels. But like I've never seen that really as Kanye. Like Kanye, the only time I've seen him is like those, like maybe like the couple of times, like when he like crashed Taylor Swift on the
on the stage,
or when he was on TV.
That was legendary, right?
Or when he's like, George Bush doesn't care about black people or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. True.
But I don't hear him like speaking like an influencer. So to me, I hardly ever see him. I don't even really hear about him. Like I remember Candace Owens was talking about him. You know who that is, right?
Yeah, his friend. Yeah, Candace Owens. She's got a popular podcast as well.
Like she's like a political figure. So I was surprised to see that. I was like, what? She's talking about Kanye. So that's
they're actually best friends. They're very close.
Oh,
they're very close.
Okay, I see.
They're very close. Yeah. But I don't know. I can't paraphrase a thing that he said. But there's a lot of things that he said which were just against Jewish people.
Okay.
Yeah. The things that he says, like him, like he'll say like one of his like favorite heroes is like Adolf Hitler,
Yeah, I've heard of that, yeah.
It's like, I love Adolf Hitler, he's a superhero and all of that, and to a lot of people that's like very concerning in terms of like when people look in terms of what Adolf Hitler but I think he's a creative, so I think a lot of times he's misunderstood.
Okay.
So sometimes when I read that or when I see that, I think he probably means it from the perspective of saying he's a fan of Adolf Hitler in the sense of, how do you get a man become so powerful and influence a lot of people because remember, part of the reason as to why the only reason as to why we had World War II is because of Adolf Hitler. Yeah. So then that's how powerful Adolf Hitler was,
Yeah.
So had it been powerful in a good way, maybe the world would have been in a better place now. But unfortunately, he was just an evil person. And him being evil then caused us to get into a World War II. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think he's a creator. So a lot of times it's misunderstood. But yeah, he said a lot of wild stuff, bro. Like even the time that he was trying to get out of the Adidas contract. Like, I mean, he literally went into an Adidas meeting with the CEO and the executive of Adidas, and he shows them like a porn video. And it's like, this is what you guys are doing to me. You guys are fucking me over. I'll send you the clip. I'll send you the clip.
Yeah, I gotta follow this guy more. Yeah, I gotta follow him more, bro.
Like he showed them like a video of like I don't know, like, but it was a porn video of like a guy maybe lives his house, but like one of those like porn videos that are like, they're planned, right? It's like it's a script, but a guy maybe leaves his home and the plumber comes in and does some weird stuff. It's like, this is what you guys are doing to me. You guys are fucking me over. I promise you. I'm a huge Kanye fan, bro. So anytime that I'll have a chance, like I think especially once I get to Asia as well, and once we link up in Asia, I'd love for us to actually go see a Kanye event, wherever where it would be happening, whether that's in China or like Japan or wherever, because that's mostly his base as well. He's mostly based in Japan, I think most times.
Oh, okay, really? I didn't know that. So there's a lot to know about this guy, but I just don't know where to find him. Like he's not in my feed. He's not in my spaces, so I guess I don't know.
But keep in mind, that's what makes Kanye, right? He doesn't post.
Okay.
He doesn't do a bunch of like.
So how do you keep up with this stuff? Like, do you have to like seek it out or? Does it?
No, the thing is that when he comes out, then it's a huge thing.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
when he does a podcast, it goes like
Oh,
viral.
he'll do
You know,
podcasts. Okay.
when he or when he comes out, you know, like even the time that he came out, like this is the time that the song that we're speaking about now that put Andrew Tate into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he initially when he came out, you know, he came out then and he put out the song, but when he came out as well, they went on to this awards. I just can't remember the name of the awards. But he went there with his wife and she had a coat on and she took off the coat and she was like naked. She had like a see-through dress,
Oh
you
shit.
know,
So his wife's in on it too.
and that was the thing that went viral as well.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, a lot of people were just against him to say that you know he's trying to, you know, he's looking for clouds or whatever and things like that. But I think the dress was a Yeezy dress, so they were promoting that
Oh, okay.
as well, you know. But yeah, he's a very interesting guy, bro. I think I'll send you a couple of clips of Kanye. You have a look into him. That's yeah, just like a very interesting guy, right? Like I mean, a super, you know, a super artist in terms of hip hop. Like when you speak about hip hop, Kanye is like literally the pinnacle of hip hop. But again, when you speak about fashion as well, he's literally the pinnacle of fashion as well. You know.
Okay.
And when and then the other thing that you can also extract from that as well is that the woman that he decided to marry as well, she's now became like a huge fashion icon. Like Skims is
Okay.
everywhere, you know,
Okay. I don't even know who you married.
like the
Never mind
Skims
it.
brand. Like so Kim Kardashian has like the Skims brand, which is like I think I could be wrong, but I think it's more like a fitness clothing brand, you know, so like gym stuff and all of that,
Okay.
like gym outfit, you know.
Okay. I see.
Yeah. But yes, again, I think the point that I was making there was to say that what is it? The song that was playing, Kanye would have came out with a song last year, and for like an album that he was saying it was called World War III or whatever. That's all that I know. You know, other than that, I don't know any other stands that maybe Andrew Tate has, which you know, the whole backtracking thing, basically. So I didn't know about that. You know, I didn't know about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're just making me laugh, like Kanye. Like.
Bro, you gotta look into Kanye, bro. Like that's you know, he doesn't speak a lot now because you know.
Is he back in hiding now?
But yeah, right now he has an upcoming album coming through, but it's been getting postponed. It's called Bully.
Mm-hmm.
But I think yeah, you know, he's I don't know, he hasn't been out in quite some time. You know, I think the last thing that I know of him was that they had a show in Mexico. I think you probably saw that on Instagram. It was what is it? Sold out show. He had his daughter with him there singing because she, you know, she's a musician as well, and I think she's a huge fan of the dad as well. You know, I think she's just a creative as Kanye, basically.
Sick.
Yeah, but speaking about speaking about Andrew Tate, right? Would you say that Andrew Tate is and I know we spoke about this earlier on as well, but then would you say that he's like the pinnacle of a nomad? And how does Andrew Tate make money?
Yeah, so
do you know about the real world, like their platform, their school?
Yeah, I do. I know roughly. Like he has a Hustlers University, right? And they like.
Oh, I think it's called Hustlers University / Real World. Yes, you're right.
Something like that.
Yes. Yeah. Do you think that's a big? Do you think that's a big community? Do you think that's a big platform? Because, you know, these guys speak about.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm sure they've got like massive investments and all of that, but I think the way that he speaks about it and the way that his brother speaks about it as well, I think it's a huge community.
Yeah.
But I never see them promoting it.
I do see it from time to time. I'll see a clip of them promoting it. Like it'll be on my feed.
Is it them specifically, or is it like a clip that you?
It's them specifically.
Like
it'll be them. Oh, you mean like? It'll be clipped.
Promoting it because I don't think they've got Instagram.
Yeah, it'll be clipped. Yeah, someone will have clipped it from wherever.
Clipped it. Got you.
But it's rare though. Yeah, you're right. Like mostly, yeah, you don't hear them talking about it or selling it. I guess it just sells itself because of who they are. Um,
I think initially when they were not cancelled as yet, Andrew Tate used to speak a lot about it.
okay.
He would promote it. Yeah, but it got to a point whereby he was just like a very loud voice, like a very powerful voice as well.
Yeah.
So it got to a point whereby, unfortunately for him and his brother, and I don't know, and his team as well, they then got like cancelled. And what that basically means as well is that whatever sort of pages that they had online as well got deactivated, and that's
Okay.
why I'm not sure if they still have the podcast as well, but then that's why the the podcast that he's got with his brother, they had it on Rumble. So like Rumble, the
Yeah.
the competitor to what is it, YouTube.
Yeah, yeah, like the one where you can't get canceled, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's more like it's yeah, exactly. Like it's a platform whereby it became very popular when cancel culture was becoming big.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. Like, there's quite a few streamers on it, like Sneeko and stuff like that. Yeah, like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of
But
those
do you think
guys.
like Hustler's community is a big platform as well? Do you
What's
think
that?
that's a big community as well?
Can you say that again? What's that?
Um, we said the name of their school is called what?
Hustlers University.
Hustlers University. Do you think that's a big platform?
Uh, I never really thought of it as a platform. I thought it was just like
Like, is it a big school or like a community? Yeah.
I think it's huge, right? Because it's obviously those two guys. Yeah, so I mean, it's got to be huge. Um, I've never been inside it. I don't know. I've never been a part of it, so I couldn't tell you, what it's like on the inside. But I think it's huge, though, right? Apparently, it was like even like set up like in a way it's kind of like where it's kind of like a pyramid scheme where it's like if you get other people to join, like you also get like more incentives, more money. I've heard of that.
I feel like you've been a sneaker, bro. You just like
I'm not trying to throw him under the bus.
under the
Yeah,
bus as well.
I don't want to say it's pyramid scheme. I kind of hesitate on that because it's like more like incentive. Is every incentive make something a pyramid scheme? I don't think so, right? So
It is a
at the same time, a lot of my like friends and peers all are saying, oh, it's a pyramid scheme, and if you're not saying it's a pyramid scheme, you're kind of like fanboying. So, but yeah, what were you saying?
I don't know if we can call it a pyramid scheme.
I wouldn't call
because,
it. Yeah, personally, I wouldn't
because
call it.
I
Yeah, I wouldn't call it that.
because then I'd want to like attach it to ourselves, right? So let's say, for example, we
What
get to build a
pyramid scheme?
community, right?
Yeah.
And that community has about 10,000 members on it, right?
Hmm.
And they pay a monthly fee each and every month of like $50, hypothetically, right?
Hmm.
And there's a cost in there as well, whatever cost it is. Let's say it's a e-com thing to start your e-com journey, build like an e-com store and start making $1,000, whatever, a month, right? So I think it only makes sense that if that cost is working for people and you can literally see people making that type of money each and every month, right? I think it's only fair to then open a second layer to that business and say, hey, listen, if you want to sell this to other people, you can actually sell this to other people and actually be able to make money from it.
Hmm.
So I think that's what they've done. But what I'm saying is that
Yeah.
I wouldn't say if you were to do that for your online fitness course, I wouldn't think that's a pyramid scheme, because then I'm thinking you've built an enough base and community of people that are have become fit and they're happy about the cause, and why not get them to sell it to other people if they want to sell it?
Yeah, and I agree. I think it's not a scheme. It's not a pyramid scheme, unless you're like you're not providing any value. Like you're only making money purely based on like other people joining and getting
True.
more
It's just
money.
that I think the only question there is that does Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate have like a popular e-com brand out there? Because I think they're selling those type of courses, right? They're selling courses whereby you can start you can start
Yeah,
an e-com brand and scale. You can get into affiliate marketing and all of that and scale. But does Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate have those things for themselves, or are they selling stuff whereby they don't even? Because I mean, it would be weird, right? Like for you to say, here's an e-com course, for you to start an e-com brand or whatever and scale, whereas you don't have that particular e-com. Whereas you don't have like an e-com store.
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, like the people who are trying to make
It's like
money
what
selling.
exactly are you basing your success metric on? Because
Yeah,
you've never even had or started an e-com store that's successful.
yeah, I know what you mean. Like the people
So I think maybe that
who
could be
try to make money.
for me, that could be the scammy part of it, or that could be the scammy part of it.
Yeah, like you're trying to make
Which
money.
is the same thing that we're speaking about, like different influencers, like in Asia, selling stuff, and you don't know whether they've made money from whatever that they're selling, or if they just randomly rocked up in Vietnam and put a camera on their face and they were like, you know what, we'll start bombarding people now.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, like I don't think I can fully answer that because I don't know exactly what they do inside their course. So it would just be speculation. I don't know what they teach or what they do. I feel like it does change because I've seen one or two clips of, for example, Andrew Tate talking about it. He's like, yeah, so like recently we started teaching people how to use AI to teach older people how to do X, Y, and Z. I don't remember exactly what it was, but they were just like basically.
So you see, for me, yeah. So for me, the only scary part about it would be, are they doing that? Because if you're not doing it, how do you know that can actually make money and people can actually make a living off it?
I think they had yeah, I know, I hear you. I think they had a testimonial. Like they had like a couple guys who already.
Okay, they're like successful students.
Yeah, yeah. I think they have already had like the testimonials of people who are doing that, and then they're just like. Yeah, and I think they keep shifting it because they can't just constantly teach one thing only to the next.
Yeah, they keep like adapting to the economies of the world.
Yeah, yeah.
And I get what you're saying. I mean, AI is such a huge thing now, whereby if you've made money off it, it only makes sense for you to teach other people if you can,
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, let's speak about dating, bro. Like
for sure, yeah. I got about 15 minutes or so before I gotta bounce. 15.
I've got you. So okay, cool. Yeah, so let's speak about dating. How do you find do you find dating in Asia as a dark-skinned person difficult?
Oh, this is gonna
and this is dating with regards to either the locals or the foreigners, other foreigners that are coming into that country.
Okay, well, I have almost no experience dating other foreigners.
You've never dated any other foreigner?
No, not really. No.
Like in any, ever since you started traveling?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think I've maybe made a couple of matches. Not even a date. Yeah, I think I've made maybe a couple of matches. I've talked to a few of them, but I don't think I've ever been on a date. No.
And this is just solely based on your preference.
I don't think it's based on my preference. I think it's just based on like what's available to me, and yeah. I mean, obviously the locals. There's way more locals than there are like foreigners.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to the locals, do you find that do you find that like what's like for you, like when you speak about like when you think about like the most beautiful person from like who's a public person, who's that person for you? Is it like I don't know, like a Kim Kardashian or whatever? Do you find like a Kim Kardashian in the locals is hard to date for you, or do you find it's easier for you to date the most hottest local person in that particular country that you're in, or are you like getting the bottom of the barrel, like compromise? It's
yeah, typically it does feel like you are getting a little bit not bottom of barrel. Maybe you can argue bottom of barrel, but yeah, you are kind of getting like, for example, the older women, like women who are over 30, women who are like single moms or they're divorced or they're kind of like fat. You can tell maybe they're just not.
Wait, is that the type of woman that you normally come across?
Yeah, that's a typical like normal. Not all of them combined, but yeah, not all, not like not obese like for you, but yeah, like for example, definitely most of them would be like older than me. Most of them, or they're going to be like fat, or they're going to be a single mom, or they're going to be yeah maybe like not as conventionally attractive. Like they'll definitely be like below well below average. I
But
would
then,
say.
okay, cool. Okay, so with that as well, have you tried to approach like a 10 out of 10 check?
Approach in real life, like in person, or
Yeah. No,
uh
no, let's put maybe online off and say this is, yeah, like in real life.
in real
Because
life.
then obviously with the likes of Tinder is different, right? If you don't
Yeah,
match with that person, then obviously you can't have a conversation with them.
that's true. That's true. I find it very rare for me to even be in a circle with like the very like top girls.
Yeah.
I do remember, for example, um, one time like there was a girl, a really cute girl at one of my gyms that I was going to, and yeah, I did try to talk to her, and it was a nice conversation, but I think she already had a boyfriend at the time,
Yeah.
so I think that's maybe just an issue everywhere. It's a kind of like these girls are like already kind of taken. Um, they're highly like people. Everyone kind of wants that girl, that young, beautiful girl. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I honestly think that a lot of them are. We just gotta go to South Korea, bro. Oh man, South Korean
yeah, that's
chicks.
it.
I told you.
Yeah, man.
I told
I
you they've been just popping up on my Instagram, dog, and I'm just like, what's this? Is this beauty out there?
I
And I'm just like,
yeah.
obviously, yeah. Sorry. Yeah,
No, actually, I kind of get that vibe too because basically, in Asia, yeah, it's like dating as a dark skinned man sometimes can be hard, right? Like they kind of don't prefer that. It's kind of like it's kind of puts you down a notch. It's not like eliminates you or anything,
bro. I
but
know, I know exactly as to what you're talking about.
yeah,
I've been in those instances,
yeah,
and yeah, I'd have my coffee and just wonder and just console myself once I'm like, God damn.
yeah,
Especially with the Russians, I used to think those guys are super racist.
uh huh,
But and I think I told you this information, but then what I got from the other um like other white people from other countries and not Russia, saying that they typically just like that. They're very closed in, and they're not very open to interacting with other cultures. Um, but I think it's just and I guess you would know this as well, right? You've got your own business. I've got my own business. So essentially, you got to be a salesperson.
hmm
I'm comfortable getting a no. I'm comfortable getting rejected. Me when I get rejected, like I'm not going into like myself and thinking if there's anything wrong with me or something, right?
hmm
In most cases, how I look at those situations, I look at them as maybe that person probably missing out. I don't know. Like, because you in sales, right? You get
yeah,
rejected every single time. So you get to a point whereby you just don't feel
yeah.
any, or you just don't have any sort of emotion towards a no.
It's a
Like
numbers
a no,
game, yeah.
a no for you is pretty much normal.
Hmm.
Um, so, but I've gotten a lot of no's. Like, with that said,
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot of no's whereby
You
I
can
would
you can increase
want.
your odds. You can. There's a way.
I then wonder in terms of, what am I doing wrong? But yeah, I don't think we're approaching those checks. I don't think we're approaching. Uh, so to the based on the question, I'd say it's difficult to date foreigners, other foreigners in any foreign country. That would have came in as a dark skinned person. Um, and I think that's predominantly just based on the fact that I'm a dark skinned person. So what normally happens there is that I need to work like 10 times harder to get the person or like the ideal person that I want to date or be with. I need to do more compared to I'm just gonna say like a white guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Uh, yeah. Um, but I guess obviously I think yeah, yeah, it's one of those situations whereby you gotta just have like a lot of conversations with your idol type of person. Get those no's. You never know as to who's that girl that will have a liking for you and say, oh,
Mm.
actually I do like this guy. I'd actually love to give this guy a shot and go on a date with him.
Yeah, real quick,
You know?
I have two questions. So are you talking about foreigners or locals? You're talking about foreigners specifically, or just in general?
Oh no, both,
Both.
both.
Okay, okay,
Yes,
okay,
both,
okay.
both.
And
So what I was saying was that so essentially my,
yeah, no,
my
I was
my
thinking
my
you were thinking
perspective is
both.
that
Yeah.
yeah. So my perspective is it's quite difficult to date the hottest chick. Whether it's a foreigner that came into the country or whether it's a local person that's in that country, from that country,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So what happens is that as a dark skinned person, you probably have to like work again 10 times harder to get that idol hot chick that you want.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you find that the ones that you kind of feel like there's a slight problem with them, they're very accessible.
Yeah, yeah. And basically, just to build off of that, it's kind of like to get the ideal girl, it's like you kind of have to be perfect. You have to be, you know, you have to be charismatic, you have to be funny, you have to be tall, you have to be yada yada yada. And one of those things is being, can be for a lot of girls, is being a lighter skin color. Not that they need it or that they really desire, but it's just kind of one of those things that makes you not perfect, especially in Asia. A lot of these girls, they
And
grew up.
let's try extract from that, right? Or let's just try to go deeper into that, right?
Mhm.
Why do you think that is?
I think that's because a lot of them, personally, here what I tend to see is like, I think that a lot of they just the way they grew up, a lot of them grew up with this very like mindset of, whiter is better, lighter is better. A lot of
Yeah.
them wish. I think genuinely a lot of them. The reason why there's like the Oxford study, the Oxford study where it's like, the basically it's like a meme online where it's like Asian girl, white guy. It's like the most common interracial couple. But I think,
Okay.
yeah, I think a reason why that exists and why they so much desire that kind of lighter skin, white skin, is because they just genuinely like grew up like kind of wishing that they were white, or they grew up kind of hating themselves in a way. And
So it's trauma,
yeah, I
past
think
trauma.
I think so. Yeah, it's kind of like trauma, kind of like, and it's kind of like a way to uh, feel validated. They finally get to like
Feel
be with the white
validated
guy.
or
Yeah,
feel better about themselves and all of that.
yeah, for sure, for sure. I think that's a big part of the reason. I think, personally,
Because that's actually quite interesting,
in
right?
a
I
way, I
think
feel
it's
bad
I
for
think
that.
as much as we're saying that, because this is something that I've personally experienced, right? I've been to all these Asian countries, and before you, and I think I was actually very scared to bring it up as well because I'd never met anyone who's maybe dark skinned or like I've never like
Uh,
the time
like
that I was in
before.
Bali, it was quite difficult. It was quite difficult for me to meet other black people there or just like dark skinned people
Oh,
in
really?
Bali. So it would predominantly just be white people.
Oh, okay.
So it was never a conversation whereby I felt comfortable to have with another white guy and say, hey, by the way, bro, this is the situation that I think I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
because because then already they are on the upper of that particular situation, right? So
Yeah.
it's kind of like
It's kind of hard to
you
make them
know
see this point of
it's
view.
kind of it's just kind of hard to bring up to bring up that conversation. Up until you brought it up to me, which I never thought you had issues with it,
Oh, yeah.
and that's why I had never brought it up to you as well. I just thought it was something that I was dealing with by
Yeah.
myself,
Uh-huh.
and maybe essentially other black people as well.
Mhm.
Up until you brought it up, I'm like, damn, bro, like I thought that was just me.
No, yeah, it's definitely not. Yeah, I
I
think,
had to,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not, man. I think it's very real. And yeah, I was just, sometimes I ask even other dark skinned guys, but they kind of maybe don't want to engage in that conversation, or they kind of ignore it. And yeah, I also like, if you do mention it to white guys, a lot of them might just deny it. They'll be like, "Oh, it doesn't matter. It's your personality," kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I. Yeah, it's it will be hard for them to kind of relate to it. And I think
Yeah.
even if they were to relate, it would be more trying to take you as the dark skinned person out of that mindset to say, nah, that's not a thing. You're just not approaching the right woman and all of that. You know,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
because I mean, even with Balinese chicks, like you'd probably have to like it's as essentially as a dark skinned guy, you essentially just need to work like 10 times harder to communicate. So just find yourself communicating with that idol, 10 out of 10 chick, hot chick that, whether she's a foreigner or whether she's a local person from that country.
You find that
You
in
know?
Bali, that's very much the case as well.
Yeah, Bali as well,
Oh, okay. I mean, I
But
guess
Bali as well.
everywhere
Like
that is kind of, yeah. I
it's like
find,
with Bali, like obviously with Balinese women, most of them can't speak. A lot of them can't speak English,
Mhm.
But if it's a white person approaching, they would normally just smile,
Okay. Yeah.
and obviously we know what a smile is, right?
Yeah, like
Like
just
me and
warm
you could,
acceptance.
it's a form of acceptance, right? Me
Yeah.
and you could have a language barrier now, but maybe for the fact that maybe I'm smiling or whatever, you could say, okay, I think it's safe to engage with this person, or that's how people comprehend a smile, right?
Mhm.
But I think you'd probably get a less of those smiles as a dark skinned person approaching a 10 out of 10, approaching what would be for you a 10 out of 10 local chick or local Balinese chick.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, yeah. And there's
And in
some,
most cases, what will normally happen is that sometimes they can be engaging, even like a 10 out of 10, either a 10 out of 10 local chick or like a 10 out of 10 foreigner chick, right?
mhm.
But once you get home and you start interacting with them like on Instagram,
Yeah.
you get a totally different vibe.
Yeah,
You're like, hey,
I've
listen,
definitely had all of that, bro. Like I've definitely related to like all of that too. Yeah.
He like, hey,
Uh,
what just happened? Like, I thought we had like one of the dopest conversations in person, and I just wanted to build off of that, on Instagram or on WhatsApp, but you just get like a totally different vibe, whereby she's on some like, hey, listen, I know I was nice in person, I know I gave you my details,
uh,
but calm down with it,
yeah.
It's just about that, don't be wishing that there could be a relationship here, or we could go out on a date.
Yeah. And there's some things, yeah, I definitely experienced that. And yeah. Yo, I gotta go and get my food now. Do you think we can continue this like tonight? Or,
Yeah, I'm down anytime. I think
okay.
that
Because this is,
obviously we'll cut this stuff out, but I'm not gonna lie, we hadn't posted in quite some time,
yeah.
so I was a little bit tense initially.
Uh-huh.
Again, like the whole being on screen and so forth.
Yeah.
Because remember, we haven't shot like in 3 weeks,
Yeah, yeah.
But as
It's been a
we're
minute.
continuing having a conversation, I started getting into my vibe.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's pretty good. I think this last topic was probably like it was heating up. Like we have a lot of things to say, both of us, and I think we can both relate to each other in a lot of ways on this last topic. Like everything you're saying, like I've experienced, and I don't. Maybe you feel the same way as well. Like even like the specific
I
things, like
was
the like when
embarrassed to
she
bring this stuff up.
does the Instagram, and then the like you don't get the responsive back. Yeah, man. This is gonna be
But we
the
can shoot as well tonight, bro. Like
okay.
I want us to build this thing up, and but you also motivate me to also jump onto the personal stuff. I haven't done it. I don't want to lie.
Hmm.
But yeah, I want us to push to 1,000 subscribers.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Me too. I think it's
So
possible.
yeah, we
Yeah.
can still shoot tonight. I'm down.
Okay. Okay.
Tell me, what do you think um, about the Andrew Tate situation in terms of what happened? Like him being in Miami and going into a club with your Sneeko and the guys from Fresh and Fit,
Yeah.
and that whole incident happening.
Yeah, I think
Do you
he
think he was in the wrong for that in terms of him getting scrutinized for that, or do you think people are just basically hating?
Well, scrutinized from which side? Because basically, a lot of scrutiny that I don't know if you're aware of this, but a lot of the scrutiny he's facing is because um, basically people are saying that he's siding with Israel or he's siding with the Jews because uh, he like said that he didn't want to be associated with that song, like he didn't, and he was like blaming Sneeko for like putting it on, and then people are like giving him hate for that. So do you mean scrutiny in terms of people giving him hate for siding with for example, Israel, or do you mean people giving him hate for being in the situation where the song is being played?
Scrutiny. Okay, I didn't know that the first part that you mentioned, but
Really?
which I'd love you to like, just elaborate and just take us through that as well, right? But then I'm speaking about scrutiny in the sense of them playing a hateful song
Hmm.
in, well, it doesn't matter if it's in a club or whatever, but then basically being in a club, but looking at, I guess maybe his status in the world to say, you are very much influential, person,
Yeah.
and you're out there basically just promoting hate. So
Yeah.
I think there was like a lot of scrutiny in terms of that to say that these guys are playing like a hateful song in a club.
Yeah. Well, in terms of that perspective that you just said, I think he basically said like he didn't want to be a part of that. Like he wasn't a part of that. If you watch the clip, they're playing the song. The guys are like laughing and dancing to that, and then he's like just sitting in the corner, and then like he gets out as soon as possible. And afterwards, he says like,
Or
yeah,
he gets out of the video as soon as possible, as soon as the song starts playing.